Hello, welcome to another pick a card reading. I don't know why I call it pick a card. It's a pile. I should say pick a pile. Today's going to be pick an owl reading, so just take a moment, sit with the cards, and choose whichever owl you're most attracted to. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then sit with your question or whatever it is you're looking for clarification on. And please feel free to pause the video if you'd like more time to choose. And also feel free to choose more than one if you want. You know, you can make an entire reading for yourself out of this if you'd like. That's acceptable too. Everything's acceptable here. All right, and for those of you who chose this sweet little owl and pile number 1, Well, the energy that's presenting is this. It feels like you're being asked to make a major leap in something. A major leap. And it might seem a little scary because you can't see where you're ending up, where you're going. But it's a big deal. It needs to happen. And you have to trust. You have to trust that this is guiding you right where you're going to need to go. And the underlying fear and old patterns. It feels like you have some split going on, that there might be a little fear in that if you take this leap, that something explosive is going to happen and it's not going to be good. Like you may feel like it's just going to divide you with somebody else. It's feeling like there might be some division when you take this choice. And then what holds you back is the unwillingness to go deep inside, like to go into the little juicy bits of you. You have to be willing to take that deep dive. Because to get forward, you have to go in there, because the movement forward is this. And I call this card, it's the Master Craftsman. You know, this is somebody who's just mastered their craft. And so that's your task right now, is to find that. What craft do you have to master? Because you're being asked to jump like really quite blindly. But to feel safe around it, you have to start to go in and get a sense of who you are. You know, because this still could be quite a division of maybe you're not even clear. Are you black? Are you white? You know, what are you here? You know, what side are you on? This is a clearly black, white, no gray. So it feels like you might be in that divisive state. So instead of jumping, you just keep floundering back and forth. But if you want to master your craft, whatever that may be, dive deep. Let go. You got to get out of this place. You got to get out of this place. And these juicy little bits internal are where you really need to go. To get here, you have to go in here. And I think once you go in here and you really can understand that this is available, that this whatever you have to master is absolutely available to you when you do this, and once you realize that, I think this jump is going to be really easy, and things won't be just black or white anymore. They will be more cohesive. So that feels good there. And let's do a little last word card. strength. Okay, and I will give just a moment for the cards to stay here. If you want to pause and zoom in and get a closer look of the images, I really encourage you to do so, so that you can maybe see something in these cards that trigger something for you. Anyway, thank you for tuning in there. For those that chose card number 1. Now for pile 2. This cute little owl. So the presenting energy is this. And this just feels like you are just out on a limb. You're just hanging in the breeze, not sure what to do, where to go. Maybe something feels just very foreign to you, that you're just a little scared to dip your toes into something new. I'm a little OCD, always picking things off the table. So your underlying fear and old patterns. So it feels like it's an old pattern for you to have somebody just open their arms to you, but yet you just feel so lost in so much stuff that you can't be there with them. You can't open yourself to that. Because you're being asked to dive. This is what's holding you back. Somebody's there for you. You just have to trust. You've got to just dive through. Just make it happen. Trust. There's trust that when you get to this person, when you get here, they have you. They have your back. They're there for you. Everything here is sort of in a dangling space. You have to feel unsafe here, hanging. You don't feel safe moving into this, whatever this thing is that you're not wanting to move into. And what holds you back is this. Now, whether this is you stepping on other people, that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like this person can't be here for you if you're doing that to them. You can't do that to them. They can't be there for you if you are doing that. So you can hang here all you want and feel safe, thinking you're just going to be out of the fray, and that you can continue to do this to somebody or something. Could be a part of yourself, but it doesn't have to be. It's another person, and this could be a part of yourself. But these things can't happen until you stop this. Whatever this pattern is you have of doing that. And then fluffing up when somebody's there for you, just like, oh. This feels a little like it might be kind of a crazy emotional space you go into when somebody's opening themselves to you. So that's scary for you. So then you create this kind of drama and havoc around you, and then and probably not willingly, but you do step on them, you do hurt them. And they just want to be there for you. They just want to be there for you. Can you allow that? All right, and the final word. Hope. Well, we hope you can. And again, I'll give you just a moment so that you can zoom in, pause and zoom in if you'd like. I know that seemed harsh, and I'm sorry, so I hope it was helpful and meaningful in some way. It's not always easy to see when we do stuff like this. Sometimes it takes an outside person to go, yeah, can you see that? And this cute little owl. right, for those of you that chose pile 3, you have some interesting stuff going on. So the presenting energy is this. So the energy that's really ripe and available for you right now is, this feels like, it's the energy. Sometimes I just struggle with words. I wish I could project the energy. So it's feeling a space of, it's like friendship, camaraderie. You've got a group. It's like a group energy, but it's a good energy. This feels like it's you're doing things together. So then you're learning together, you're growing together, and it's a fun, lively energy, and that's available to you. But what's keeping you from that, your underlying fears and old patterns, is probably this, just staying just out of reach of people. Maybe that scares you to be in with a group of people like that. Maybe it scares you to be with a group of friends and have fun in some way. Because it feels like you're scared that something's going to get you, somebody's going to touch you, something's going to happen. So you always want to try to stay just out of reach of people. And then what holds you back, energy. So it feels like what's holding you back is just that you're wanting to turn your back on this. You're not really willing to go here. It doesn't feel like you're willing to go there. You prefer to stay here and just be lonely. But the universe is saying you got to be here. This is going to be so good for you. Whatever this group is. I mean, even if it's a new job and new people to work with, it doesn't matter. It can be friends, family. It's whatever the energy is of these people, this group of people that you try to stay away from. You stay out of reach of. And you're turning your back on the energy for some reason. And it can be a time thing. Like maybe it's just something that's been in the past, and you think if you just don't look at it that it'll not exist anymore. But that's not true. You've got to turn and face it. You've got to face whatever is keeping you here. Because this is way more fun. This is way more creative. This is way more of a way to live life. And what moves you forward is be willing to just take that friend with you. Just go right in. Go right in. Dive in. Just be consumed. Be the phoenix that's going to come out of this after. Your willingness to go into this fearful place is going to help you move from this to this to this. You have to be willing to jump here. You have to be willing to turn around and face this. Instead of staying curled in a little ball and thinking, if I just stay here, nothing's going to get me. No, you need to be here. That is the spot. This is where life happens. This is where you come to life. This isn't life. That isn't life. Constantly running away, thinking this time it's going to be different, but it's not. I am seeing the truth. Well, I hope that is true. I'm going to give a slight pause for you to pause and look at the images if you feel so inclined. I do encourage that. There's so much stuff that goes on in these. And for those that chose pile number 4 and its cute little owl, funny, just the repeats of some of these things. For me, sorry, when I do, I record multiple readings in a day, and it's just funny how often the same cards come up. All right, so your presenting energy is this. So something is going on in your life right now that is asking you to come out of that place. And it is interesting how that these two come up together, because they're from two different decks, so they weren't just stuck together. Is that these sort of are quite representative of each other. Once you open that, once you smash through that into that deep inner space of who you are, you're gonna have this sort of an emotional, maybe tidal wave happen. And I think, and this is the underlying fear. So it's feeling like it's hard for you to get here because you're so scared of this overpowering emotion, and you're afraid that it's gonna it probably kill you. Like it's that powerful of why you want to hide this here. And then what holds you back is this, it's the money card. So it feels to me like this energy in this reading with these other cards feels like that you don't go to these places because you're driven here. And the thing that moves you forward, which keeps you going most of the time, is that you're just kind of got your eye on this here. It's almost like a hypnotic type of energy where you're kind of all twisted up and you're just watching the tick-tock, tick-tock. It's like you're just, oh my God, what are the words? It's like you're just going through the motions in life. You're doing what you think you need to be doing. Go for the money. Just keep your eye on the prize. This is where we're working. This is what we're doing. And you're never allowing yourself to get into your deep internal spaces, which would make this more. You can make more money if you allow your realness, your soft spots internally out. But it's almost like you're so terrified that if you show this part of the real you, that people are going to see you in a way that isn't you. They're going to see something that's not you. But that's, just quite frankly, just all in your head, because your real you is always going to try to come out. And what people really can know is when you are not being authentic. So receiving love. Can you receive love? Can you not be fearful of that in these spaces? These spaces don't allow for love at all, and neither do these, really, the energies, so that's very appropriate, I feel like. And first and foremost, you have to love yourself. You can only love another person as much as you love yourself, and you can only receive love from another person that equals to how you feel about yourself. So if you're just going to be focused on eye on the prize, money, 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 this is going to be tough. And these spaces will, these happen. Any little situation can make this or this happen. So it's better if you have more control of it in some way. So it doesn't mean the loss of a job and then feeling devastated. So learn to love yourself. Let this out. Let this beautiful part of you out. And then this part that you're so good at will just be bigger and better. Okay, well, thank you for listening. I'm going to give you a pause moment. Again, thank you for tuning in. I look forward to another one. Bye-bye.